The National Electrical Code, or NEC, applies to electrical installations on the customer side of the service point. This means that an adapter that plugs into a meter socket, with the meter then plugged into the adapter, and which has interlocked circuit breakers and a generator inlet, is subject to the NEC. Electrical equipment intended for use in accordance with the NEC must generally be listed by a qualified testing laboratory. This ensures that the equipment meets the applicable safety standards. The NEC does not exempt utility-installed equipment from its requirements. However, there may be certain circumstances where the utility has specific authority to deviate from the code. While a local power utility may have developed the adapter in conjunction with its own standards, those standards may not supersede the NEC. The adapter would still need to comply with the applicable NEC requirements. Electrical inspectors are responsible for enforcing the NEC. If an inspector discovers an unlisted adapter installed on the customer side of the service point, they may require it to be removed or replaced with a listed device. The developers of the adapter should, firstly, contact the International Association of Electrical Inspectors, or IE, and participate in the code development process to ensure the adapter meets the latest safety standards. Secondly, obtain listing from a qualified testing laboratory to demonstrate compliance with the NEC. Thirdly, work with local utilities to ensure the adapter can be safely installed without violating the NEC or local codes. By following these steps, the developers can ensure that the adapter is recognized by electrical inspectors and meets the safety requirements of the NEC. The NEC mandates safe electrical installations and equipment. Listing ensures products meet established safety standards through testing and certification by recognized laboratories. Inspectors enforce the NEC to protect people and property from electrical hazards. Any device connected on the customer side of the service point must adhere to these requirements. Failure to comply with the NEC can result in rejection of the installation. Always consult with qualified professionals for electrical work to ensure compliance with local and national codes. Understanding the requirements promotes electrical safety and prevents potential hazards. The NEC aims to standardize electrical practices and reduce risks associated with electricity. Listing organizations, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or AL and Intertic, provide independent verification of product safety. Inspectors verify that electrical installations comply with the NEC during inspections. The service point defines the demarcation between the utility's responsibility and the customer's responsibility. The NEC primarily governs installations on the customer side of this point. Therefore, generator adapters and similar devices must meet all applicable NEC requirements. The process of obtaining a listing involves submitting the product to a qualified testing laboratory. The laboratory then evaluates the product's design, construction, and performance to determine if it meets the relevant safety standards. If the product passes the evaluation, a laboratory issues a listing mark which indicates that the product has been certified to meet the applicable standards. Electrical inspectors rely on listing marks to identify products that have been evaluated for safety. When an inspector encounters an unlisted device, they may require it to be removed or replaced with a listed device to ensure compliance with the NEC. Utility companies often have their own internal standards and practices for electrical installations. However, these standards do not supersede the NEC, which is the primary electrical code in most jurisdictions. While a utility company may have developed a particular product or installation method, it must still comply with the NEC unless it has obtained a specific exemption from the local authorities. The IE is an organization that provides education and certification for electrical inspectors. It also plays a role in the development of the NEC. By working with the IE, the developers of the generator adapter can ensure that their product meets the needs of electrical inspectors and complies with the latest safety standards. In addition to obtaining a listing and working with the IE, the developers of the generator adapter should also work with local utilities to ensure that the adapter can be safely installed without violating the NEC or local codes. This may involve providing training to utility personnel on the proper installation and use of the adapter. It may also involve working with the utility to develop installation procedures that comply with the NEC. By taking these steps, the developers can increase the likelihood that their product will be accepted by electrical inspectors and used safely by homeowners. Electrical safety is a critical concern, and compliance with the NEC is essential for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that cover a wide range of electrical installations and equipment. It is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest technological advancements and safety practices. The NEC is developed by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, a non-profit organization that is dedicated to reducing the risk of fire and other hazards. The NEC is adopted by most states and local jurisdictions in the United States. It is also used as a model code in other countries. The NEC is enforced by electrical inspectors, who are responsible for ensuring that electrical installations comply with the code. Electrical inspectors have the authority to require that non-compliant installations be corrected. Failure to comply with the NEC can result in fines, penalties, and even criminal charges. The NEC is a complex and technical document. It is important for anyone who works with electricity to be familiar with the code. There are many resources available to help people understand the NEC, including training courses, workshops, and online resources. The NEC covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and bonding. It also includes requirements for specific types of electrical equipment, such as lighting fixtures, appliances, and motors. The NEC is constantly evolving to reflect the latest technological advancements and safety practices. It is important to stay up to date on the latest changes to the code. The NEC is an essential tool for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. By complying with the NEC, we can ensure that electrical installations are safe and reliable. The scope of the NEC includes electrical conductors and equipment installed within or on public and private buildings or other structures. It also covers electrical raceways and enclosures, service entrances, and feeders. The NEC also addresses the installation of specific types of equipment, such as generators, transformers, and switchgear. The NEC provides requirements for the proper sizing of conductors and overcurrent protection devices. It also specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted in different locations. The NEC also includes requirements for grounding and bonding, which are essential for preventing electrical shock hazards. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which allows the overcurrent protection device to trip and de-energize the circuit. Bonding connects all metal parts of the electrical system together to create a low impedance path for fault current. The NEC also addresses the installation of specific types of electrical equipment such as lighting fixtures, appliances, and motors. It includes requirements for the proper installation and wiring of these devices. The NEC also includes requirements for the use of ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, which are designed to protect people from electrical shock hazards. GFCIs are required in certain locations, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. The NEC also addresses the installation of surge protective devices, or SPDs, which are designed to protect electrical equipment from voltage surges. SPD are recommended for use in areas that are prone to lightning strikes or other voltage surges. The NEC is a complex and technical document, but it is essential for ensuring the safety of electrical installations. By complying with the NEC, we can protect people and property from electrical hazards. The role of a qualified testing laboratory is paramount in ensuring the safety and compliance of electrical equipment. These laboratories, often referred to as nationally recognized testing laboratories, or NRTLs, are independent organizations that evaluate products against established safety standards. Their primary function is to determine whether a product meets the minimum safety requirements for its intended use. This process involves rigorous testing and evaluation of the product's design, construction, and performance. When a product successfully passes these tests, the testing laboratory issues a listing or certification mark indicating that the product has been evaluated and found to comply with the applicable safety standards. Electrical inspectors, contractors, and consumers rely on these listing marks to identify products that have been independently verified for safety. The listing mark serves as a visual indicator that the product has undergone scrutiny and meets the necessary safety requirement. Without such independent verification, it would be difficult to assess the safety of electrical equipment. NRTLs play a vital role in promoting electrical safety and preventing electrical hazards. Their rigorous testing and certification processes help ensure that electrical products used in homes, businesses, and industries meet established safety standards, reducing the risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. The NEC references many different product safety standards. Listening to these standards demonstrates compliance with the NEC. Therefore, electrical inspectors expect to see the listing mark on all electrical products that fall under the purview of the NEC. The listing requirement extends to a wide range of electrical products, including wiring devices, circuit breakers, panel boards, transformers, and luminaires. The specific safety standard that applies to a given product depends on its type and intended use. For example, wiring devices, such as receptacles and switches, are typically listed to Underwriters Laboratories, or UL Standard 498, which covers safety requirements for attachment plugs and receptacles. Circuit breakers are typically listed to UL 489, which covers safety requirements for molded case circuit breakers and circuit breaker enclosures. Panel boards are typically listed to UL 67, which covers safety requirements for panel boards. Transformers are typically listed to UL 506, which covers safety requirements for specialty transformers. Luminaires, or lighting fixtures, are typically listed to UL 1598, which covers safety requirements for luminaires. These are just a few examples of the many different product safety standards that are referenced by the NEC. It is important for manufacturers of electrical equipment to be familiar with the applicable standards for their products and to ensure that their products are listed by a qualified testing laboratory. The listing process typically involves the following steps. Firstly, the manufacturer submits a sample of the product to the testing laboratory. Secondly, the testing laboratory evaluates the product's design, construction, and performance to determine if it meets the applicable safety standards. Thirdly, the testing laboratory conducts a series of tests on the product to verify its safety and performance. Fourthly, if the product passes all of the tests, the testing laboratory issues a listing or certification mark. Fifthly, the manufacturer is then authorized to apply the listing mark to its products. The listing mark is a visual indicator that the product has been evaluated and found to comply with the applicable safety standards. Electrical inspectors, contractors, and consumers rely on these listing marks to identify products that have been independently verified for safety.